Good morning, good morning. I will be sharing with you my workflow process today. So, my workflow process changed particularly this year because I started the year attending Pattern Week. And one of the things that we learned from Pattern Week from my mentor is that we need to have a consistent schedule. That was the first thing. And also, we need to build a community around us, and I've been taking actions surrounding that advice that she gave us. So this is my new workflow process, and I've been working it since January. And because of this workflow process, I have put out a collection in January as well as February, and now I'm working on this third collection that you are seeing right now. So the first step that I take when I am creating repeats or designs is that I look for inspiration. Now, that could be anything from going outside in my garden to attending an event, or just looking at places where I've been, maybe a farm, anything like that, or looking back on my travels. That really helps me hone in on a collection idea and helps me decide what I want to do when I start drawing. And after I've gathered the inspiration, I then start to use that inspiration to put ideas on paper. And those ideas, they can be in the form of pencil drawings, which you're seeing right now, or they can be also in the form of paintings. Now, painting is a very new thing for me, very new. I started it this year. Some of my paintings, they're not the most beautiful, they're like giving no, but it's still okay because I know I'm going to grow in this area. I'm doing mostly water paintings, and I'm really loving it, especially painting. And I learned this technique also during that pattern week, because painting gives certain textures in your repeats, especially when you transfer them into Illustrator or use image trace. So I'm really loving that, how paintings look. Even if you look at textiles on your clothes, you're going to notice that most of them are created from water paintings, because there's just a way that water painting looks on a piece of clothing, on a duvet, etc., etc. The textures that the paintbrushes brings. Anyway, that's the second step that I take. And finally, the third step that I take, and I have been taking, is that I always sketch and I always doodle. This is nothing new for me. I do this almost on a daily basis. But this year I'm being very intentional about doing this type of thing, about sketching every day, about doodling every day, because it helps my creativity. It fuels my creativity. Sometimes I come up with the craziest ideas, the ideas that I might not use. They don't look pretty at that time, but given a bit of time, it helps me become more flexible. When I am in Affinity Designer or in Illustrator, it gives me some room to be more flexible, because I've been playing around on the paper, drawing different motifs, drawing different elements. So that is what is good about this process of sketching, is that you become flexible with your creativity, and you come up with ideas that you normally wouldn't come up with if you were, for example, just creating when you're creating a collection, for example. So I love that. And what I do when I'm creating a collection is that I would give 1 week for the sketching, and then the next week I'm rendering all the artwork into Affinity Designer, into Illustrator, and then in the third week I'm perfecting all the designs. So by the fourth week, the collection is out. With that, I would love to reiterate that I do have a class on Affinity Designer, surface pattern design in Affinity Design, linked in the description of this video, as well as it will be linked somewhere on this video. And I would love for you guys to join it. I mean, that is a part of building the community together, and I've shared all the steps in my workflow process as of 2025. I'm really enjoying everything that I'm doing. And you guys, make sure you subscribe to this channel if you'd like to hear more stories like this. I'm gonna get a bit more comfortable on camera, and I would love to share more stories with you guys. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Hey, 'cause we got the sunshine.